Hello, welcome back. We are taking on the chimp drawing again today and hopefully pretty much take it to finished. I have to start getting these finished up and head into the framer for my next show in April, so we're kind of right up against it. And deadlines are super scary, but thank goodness for them, or else I just keep working on these forever and I'd never complete anything. So I'm just kind of getting some of the pencil marks on, or the erasers off with my really soft brush here, and then we'll get to work. Okay, and again, like every time, I forgot my gloves. I'll be right back. Really don't want to smear anything right now, especially being so close to finished. That would be a huge shame. Just organize over here is kind of a mess. Okay, so we'll get started. And we were working on our bears last week, so I'm going to kind of continue working on them. And then just kind of move around. I have a whole bunch of ideas that I'd like to kind of flesh out. Kind of do some finishing touches on these guys. I didn't get to do all the details. I had a really fun opening night on Saturday at the Oxnard, the Carnegie Museum out in Oxnard, California. And that was really fun. It was a super awesome show. It had like almost 20 fantastic artists. So it was nice to meet a whole bunch of other artists that I hadn't met before. And the location in the museum was beautiful. It was a really, really, really fun night. So if anybody's in or around Oxnard, the show's up until May. And it's a really nice show. It's a fun little museum. And there's a lot of really nice things to do. You're right by the beach. Oh, how do you donate to me? I don't know if I don't think you donate to me. I'm just here to share how I draw and my process a little bit. So you joining is fantastic. So I'm just kind of touching up some of the stuff that we worked on last week with the shadows kind of underneath these platforms. So I'm kind of just going to work on that just a little bit and make them pop a little bit more. There we go. So I'm just making some things pop a little bit now. Bump up some contrast. These are just kind of little nitpicky things, but I do think that it's these little details that really make the drawing stand out. Okay. I'm gonna come work. Let's see if you can see this pretty good. Okay. Right there. Okay. I've got this fun little guy over here. I'd like to work on him a little bit. He's holding on to. And so this idea came from, I was just walking around the neighborhood and I saw one of those, you know, little flamingo mini that they used to, the big plastic flamingos that kind of lawn ornament things, but it was like a miniature one. It just reminded me of those kind of cheesy plastic flamingos that I always kind of loved. And I remember people used to make fun of them, but I was always kind of like, I love those little plastic yard flamingos. So I drew a flamingo here. And I actually am working on a flamingo in the other room on one of my large drawings, and I was finding it just magical to draw flamingos. And so I'm kind of in a flamingo and peacock phase right now, which is maybe because I've been feeling the need to, I feel like I draw a lot of animals all the time because they kind of become totems. They, you know, they symbolize different things, and now I've been feeling the need to kind of like expand and try some other animals that I haven't drawn as much, and I've really enjoyed the flamingo and the peacock that I'm drawing right now in the other room on my new lion drawing. That's gonna finish soon. End of April is my next show, so I've been working on it day and night. And after I'm done with this, I'll go back into the other room and work on it again. All day, the rest of the day today. Oh, thank you. Does that say Robin Short? Hi, thanks for joining. And that's a really nice compliment. I've been trying to be a little bit more scheduled, but oh gosh, as a mom and like working on fixing up the garage and all this stuff, it's like there seems to be like a never-ending amount of reasons why it's difficult to live stream. Um, and all my animals right now are under some kind of veterinary care, which has just been such a bummer and really hard to kind of deal with as well. My beautiful bun was just diagnosed with a oh shoot, I just missed something. With a tumor on her jaw, and so there's not much we could do about it. So she's on a ton of meds, and trying to give a really quick bunny medication twice a day is a bit challenging. So we don't know how much longer we're gonna have her. I just found that out yesterday. So it's been rough. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I feel like, gosh, I have so many animals here and they're all senior age. And it just is like one thing after another. And then Rufus, my boxer, is sleeping on top of the poodle there. He has 3 masses that are cancerous. And they have to be removed in 3 weeks is his surgery. And then the bunny has a mass on her jaw that's inoperable. And then my horse in the back, he's over 30. He's 31-ish. He's got a chronically abscessed hoof from kind of a rotation in his foot that just kind of happens every once in a while, and there's not you can do for it really except just keep him comfortable. And I soak his foot and I drain it, and it's just oh. And then this cat here, she's a feral cat, and she was having trouble eating. And then, so I had to trap her, take her to the vet, and it turns out she had like dental disease, so they had to put her under and fix all her teeth, and then I had to give her meds. And it's just every morning I wake up about 2 hours before everybody else just to get all the animals kind of medicated and treated. But I'm not complaining, it's just sometimes it feels like a lot. Oh, thank you. I'm just venting now. Because when you say it out loud, it's like, oh. Oh, and then I have the cat that we adopted 6 weeks ago from the shelter that has ringworm locked in my bathroom still, who still tested positive for ringworm after 6 weeks of treatment. So I'm gearing up for another couple weeks and they'll test him again and see if he can come out of quarantine in my bathroom. So my house has become a hospital for animals. But I can't complain because for years, everybody was fine. It just everybody's getting so old now and they all need lots of care. And the cat in the bathroom, who's a lovely cat, we got him his last day at the shelter. He just was so sick. He came down with like anything and everything a cat can come down with from being adopted. So he had a respiratory infection, some kind of stomach bug, and then the kicker was the ringworm. So, anyways, that's it. I won't. I just sometimes you gotta get it off your chest, but we'll all get through it. We'll figure it out. Yes, I am getting it all kind of right now. I feel a little bit underwater, like you're dumping the water out of the boat and the boat's gonna you're just slowing down the process, but oh, I get so attached to my animals. But you want to do what's right for them too. So for Bun, it's just kind of a day by day thing. As long as she's comfortable in eating and she can take her pain meds, she's fine. But I'll have to make a decision if she stops eating or if I feel that she's in a lot of pain. Put this up so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. So I've got this flamingo on kind of one of these platforms and the bear on a platform here. Use my little Q-tips here. The paper for this is a Bristol. Let me see if I still have the front of the pad. Oh, here. There's a Strathmore Bristol. Smooth. I also use the vellum surface. Uh-oh, lost a pencil. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Just depending on what I'm going for, but this is a smooth surface paper right here. I think I overall prefer the smooth, because usually on my larger drawings it's a kind of a rough or a semi-smooth surface, so I kind of enjoy the little bit different surface texture. But I also like it because I can do just a lot of Q-tip blending with the smooth. So a little bit, and it just gets super soft right there, which I really like for these. But I do use the vellum surface as well. I'm just drawing this little corner here. Make sure everybody can see it. There we go. Yeah, you can get a lot of layers. I think, so with the smooth surface, you can kind of erase away a lot of it too. So the way that I build, so like I'm just like smoothing here, the way I build up layers is I draw and then I kind of blend it with like the Q-tip or my finger, kind of like I'm doing here on this bear. And then I kind of build up those layers over and over again. I never go straight into like the 6B, because it's just harder to make changes that way. But I don't know how it would compare to the back side of like a media paper. Would that be the smooth side? Because I'm not familiar with that paper at all. Oh, okay. So it is smoother than the front. Okay. Well, what medium are you using? Are you doing pencil or? Oh, I like the Fabriano hot press paper. I've used that before, but I end up with the Bristol because I can get that super smooth, like really smooth finish. I love how they look framed too and behind glass. It's just got this really lovely kind of like glass like texture to it, even after drawing on it, that I just keep coming back to. So you might like it if you want that smooth finish. I would give it a shot. Good. I think you'll like it. I get them in all different sizes. I'll use up to 18 by 24 in the Bristol and the pads, and then I switch to my Aqua Bee smooth and semi-smooth drawing rolls after 18 by 24. And occasionally I'll use like a hot press paper, like separate sheets paper that I get, but this is my go-to. And sometimes I draw on watercolor paper because then I'm craving texture. So, um, but that's much more rare. Oh, graphite, carbon, and charcoal? Oh, that's cool. That sounds interesting. Are you having a problem with the graphite though and the charcoal kind of like commingling? Because I sometimes have a hard time when I do graphite with charcoal or carbon because because of the kind of nature of it, it kind of like blocks the paper from allowing other mediums. Um, so that's cool that you could do that. Oh, you got Wolf's pencils. Ah, those are my favorites. That's what I'm using right now. Yeah, I've tried the Generals ones. I'll use their charcoal pencils and their charcoal dust and their graphite, their pre-made graphite dust as well. But I don't use their carbon pencils. They're actually, they just remind me of charcoal pencils. I haven't really noticed a difference. So I use them more when I'm like blacking out a background or I'm doing really dark sky or something. Oh, really? I didn't even know that. So it's called a Mars Lumograph? It's a pencil? I might try that. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're talking to me right now. I'm writing this down. It's just called Mars Lumograph. Do they come in like different LEDs? Cause I'm gonna next time I order, I'm gonna try that. Stedler Mars. Oh, okay. That's the same as my erasers. Okay. Stedler Mars Lumograph Black. Okay, awesome. I'm going to get one next time I order. Thank you. I'm so glad we had this talk. This is a cool thing about you contacting me. That's so awesome. I always love like new ideas. But I always order the same thing, so I don't necessarily always order tons of new art supplies because they kind of like I use what I use and I like what I like and that kind of thing. But that sounds amazing. So thank you. Okay. Oh, they go up to an 8. That's awesome. That must be super dark. That is so cool. I will add them to my pencil collection. Right now I'm just kind of adding feathers on this flamingo and I'm trying to kind of I know more spending is like that's another reason I don't try to look around too much because before you know you end up spending gosh so much more on art supplies than you intended on and then it's where to put it and where to store it and I'm working in my living room right now until my garage is finished so but this sounds like definitely something I can use. So I'm trying to kind of blur this line a little bit where I kind of erased out this flamingo over where the shoulder of this chimp was. So I'm just kind of going in and kind of playing around with the tones and the feathers in here to kind of break up that line so it's not so noticeable. And feathers are a great way to do that because I can kind of stagger them where I need them to be and help with that. Oh, there's like a pile of animals on the couch right now. They're so funny to this whole couch, and they always end up kind of stacking on one side of the couch together. I wish Bun could be out here right now with them, but um, she's resting in her room. Ooh, the wind is picking up. I'm very easily distracted. I got distracted by the animals and the wind outside. It's a beautiful day though. We have a sunny day. We haven't had sun for a while. Oh, thank you. Art imitates life. I've got a whole pile of animals behind me, and drawing a whole pile of animals here. Oh, where are you from? So here are some layers I've been building. It's probably been like about 4. Oh, Ontario. Oh yeah, that's yeah. I bet you do. That's pretty cold. I grew up in Fairfield, Iowa, and we had some pretty intense winters there. And I guess I can't complain being in California now, but we have had a very wet, cold winter for California standards. But we'd seem like giant sissies to you from Canada. You guys are troopers with the snow. Ah, the lead just broke off that pencil. Oh, here's a good one. Oh, excuse me. Huh. I gotta move around a little bit. Yeah, we had the fires. We had a terrible fire season. And then things kind of calmed down, and then the rain started, and we've had just probably one of the wettest winters I can remember. And so then we've had, you know, the mudslides and the flooding. And last week, central, um, up by Santa Barbara, and that whole area, that was all evacuated for possible really bad mudslides. And the hills are beautiful, so all the fires that we got our hills all around where we are were like just burnt. There was nothing there, and now all this rain, it's like the brightest green you've ever seen. It looks like Hawaii or Ireland. It's just unbelievable how green all the hills are. So it's beautiful. The concern though is when this all dries out, that is a lot of just fire brush that it turns into, because in a couple months it'll just dry out and it's just all going to be like, oh, tinder for the fires. But let's just hope we have a better fire season, or no fire season. Gosh, that would be amazing. Yeah, the fires are very scary. The fires are scary, mudslides are scary, and the flooding is scary. It's all scary. That's fun to do, is just make the whites pop. I'll probably have to do that again another couple times before it's totally done, because I'll be end up probably, dragging my hand over it a couple times while I finish. But that's kind of the really fun stuff to do, is those highlights really make things pop. So I kind of was working on the flamingo here and making that line disappear that went through it by doing the feathers. Using the feathers kind of as a distraction. How many hours a day do I draw? Ooh. Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, I draw every day. I usually drop my daughter off at school around 8:30, and I go to the gym at least 3 days a week. I say I start drawing around 9 or 10 every day, and then I draw all day until I go to bed. Of course, I take time to get my daughter and take her to where she needs to go, but I would say, I don't know. I'd actually, I don't even really think about it too much. I just kind of draw every spare minute that I'm not doing something else. So, a lot. That's not the best answer, but I really have to. I would draw the majority of every day, I would say. Especially now that I'm working from home, in my home, because now there's no excuse. I used to have a studio a few blocks away, and I was like, oh, I can't get over there because my daughter's home, or she doesn't want to go, or. And now that I'm working in the house, I don't really have an excuse. I have art hanging in the dining room right over here. It's like every time I'm in there, I'm like, even in the kitchen making food, I sometimes will stop and just, if I have an idea, just add that real quick, or so. More hours now that I'm in my own house than when I had my own studio. After this drawing, over here I have a stack of small works that need to be completed for my show this April. So now is the time to just go one by one and put the finishing touches on them so that I could send those to the framers as soon as possible. And then as I'm doing that, I'm working on completing some large works for this upcoming show. So after I'm done streaming here, I'll go in there, work until I pick up my daughter, and then complete. And then sometimes I want to just sit and draw, so I'll complete here. But basically everything I'm doing now is in prep for my April show. Do I put it against the glass when it's framed? Usually the framer, I usually for like this show, they're all gonna be just float mounted, so they won't be touching the glass directly. There'll be a little bit of space. I got one on the wall right now. Yeah, there's a little bit of space between. I wouldn't put the glass right against the drawing because I'm thinking that might actually pull some of the material from the paper, you know, like static wise. That doesn't seem like that's the best. So there's always like a little bit of space. Oh, I'm drawing a mountain goat. So I just had that idea. Because some of you watched me do the bunny drawing a few weeks ago, which I'm going to get back to actually because I got to finish it. But we had these mountain goats on Bun Bun, and I want to bring in some of the elements from that drawing because that will also be in the show into this drawing. Because all my drawings are kind of a continuation of the previous drawing. It never really ends. So I like to incorporate elements from the other drawings in as a way of just kind of connecting all the drawings. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was my portrait of Bun Bun. I started it a couple weeks ago. No, a couple months ago, maybe. I can't remember the exact date, but I kind of had a feeling she was getting older and all that, and now it really will be like kind of a tribute to her. Not that she's gone. She's okay. She's in the other room, but just kind of mentally preparing myself. Gosh, I'm such a downer sometimes. Just adding another tree here to our forest. Oh, thank you. Sometimes I feel like I'm just too emotional and too caught up in sappy things, but I'm gonna make this stand out a little bit here. There we go. This is a good place for the kneaded eraser, actually. Oh, thank you. What kind of animals do you have? It's nice to know somebody understands the kind of the struggle with them. I've got this tiny little bear back here that I'm working on. Just this little guy. He's on kind of the stilts like the other bears. I gotta get this really sharp though. Oh, a French Bull Mastiff. Oh, sorry about your lab. Yeah, but the babysitting the big puppy sounds fun. I've got a house full of like super seniors over here, so sometimes I see puppies and I'm like, oh my God, they're so cute. But all of my animals here would go nuts with a puppy because they're all kind of old and sleeping all the time. Are you thinking of getting a new one or just keep it simple for now? I understand both of those sides because all my animals are getting old and my daughter really wanted to adopt a cat because her cat passed in October, but I was like, no, I just kept putting it off because I knew all of our other animals are getting old, and then one day I just caved and said, okay, we'll go to the shelter and you can pick out a cat. And then she picks out this cat who was really sweet, but oh man, was he sick. And now I've got a house full of seniors and then I've got a sick cat in the bathroom, and I'm like, oh. So it is a lot of work to bring home a new animal. Oh, yeah, of course. You want to enjoy your time with your, is it a granddaughter? Or just a grandchild? That's so fun. Enjoy that. I keep telling myself, no more pets, no more pets. But, here I am, sitting with a house full of pets and one in the bathroom. Oh, 113-pound lab. Holy smokes. That's a big dog. Yeah, that's hard to manage. I mean, I love all size dogs. My bulldog that passed right after my daughter was born, she was 100, probably right around that. She was huge. She was this some kind of bulldog mix. I don't know. She was from a shelter out in the desert here. And I remember I was pregnant with my daughter and she saw another dog and I fell and she like dragged me and it was like it was nothing. Ah, so I didn't walk her the end of my pregnancy because I was worried she's going to pull me down again. She was huge. Oh my gosh. And when she got sick at the end, it was so hard to get her in the car and everything. So I understand wanting to get a more manageable size. I sometimes I feel that way too. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could wake up 2 hours later in the morning if I didn't have to take care of the whole farm. But you know, yeah, enjoy it, and then eventually, if it's right, you'll get another companion. Oh my gosh, 165 pounds. Holy smokes. I hope it's well trained because that's a big dog. I'm drawing this little elephanty shrew thing with one of my guys on there. I draw these kind of like, gosh, I've been doing it forever. These humanoid animal hybrids that are usually riding on somebody else. Oh, French bulldogs are adorable. I always I've always wanted one, but I only will adopt from a shelter or a rescue, and they just don't come up very much. But occasionally they do. They do come up at shelters, so they're super cute dogs. There was the one that used to escape from a neighbor's house and run to my house all the time. And then it was like happened like 15 times. And finally I said, that's it. If you can't fix your fence, I'm just keeping the dog. And then they fixed their fence. I wasn't really going to keep the dog, but I was like, this dog's going to get hit by a car because it has to cross the alley and my street. And I was like, he's going to get hit by a car. But they finally fixed their fence when I threatened to keep the dog. What's his name? Maximus. That was his name. That was the cute. It was the cutest. Oh, he was so cute. And he always wore like a t-shirt. It was really adorable. And my dogs liked him. I had two dogs, Biscuit and Bailey, my big bulldog and my pit bull, and they liked that little dog too. So I'm kind of drawing this little elephant shrew-like guy right here. This is like tiny, like a what's it called? Little elephant shrew type animal, but I kind of made it up a little bit. And then on his back is one of these little creatures that I draw all the time. He's got like bunny ears, kind of a pointy head, and no arms, and just like a round belly, and he's riding this guy. Sometimes I give them arms and sometimes I don't. Gotta find my little, this is quite small now, so I have to use my little Q-tip here to. Oh, these, where did I put it? So these Q-tips, the one I was just using, these are kind of, I get them at the CVS pharmacy. They're for makeup. Yeah, they are in the makeup section. So I don't use them for makeup, but I use them for drawing. And you get this really awesome point, and then you get kind of a more compact, like cotton shape thing. I don't know what it, I think it's for eyeshadow maybe. But anyways, I use this so you can kind of scrub it into the paper as opposed to a Q-tip, which kind of softly blends it. This actually will like scrub it into the paper. So I use both sides of these Q-tips. And I found them in the makeup section at our pharmacy up the street. So you should be able to find them in the makeup section. I use them together with the Q-tips because the Q-tips are always great, just really soft. Like they're just really nice for soft layering and blending and contouring. And then this one for, like I can even get into like the shadow under the neck of this little tiny elephant shrew right here with this. The leg right there can blend with it. It's kind of on the swing thing. Oh, okay. I don't know what those are. And you're right, they do come apart. They come apart super easy. They're all like super, but for like the loose blending, that's suitable. That works for me. Um, because I have these for the more detailed areas. But I'll look into that other thing. Don't give me too many new things. I don't want to spend a ton of money. But I'll look into it. Oh, okay. Do they have the different shapes? Is it kind of like the blending stumps? Like you can get the different. Because this would be similar to kind of like a sharp blending stump. This one. Just a lot cheaper because you buy them at the pharmacy and not the art supply store. I realize you can't see what I'm doing. Here we go. Oh, okay. Okay, very cool. You must draw a lot. You know a lot about all these materials. I haven't even tried half of these. That's awesome. Back in grad school, we used to work in a studio at the university, and that was kind of nice because we could all share information and all that. But gosh, I've been out of university for a long time, so don't have the opportunity to really talk with other artists about materials that much, and kind of like brainstorm ideas very much. Um, so it's kind of nice to be able to talk to somebody about art supplies. So I'll tell you what I use to just do powder is like an old sock, like an old cotton sock, and I saturate the sock in but I'm talking like mural size and over 8 feet tall. So I get like socks on my hands and I put it in, and then I can kind of like rub it all over the paper, and then that's kind of how I put the tone down on for the large drawings, or drawings over 6 feet basically. It's different. It is different, and it works quite well. Got another little mountain goat I'd like to add here. I'm gonna put another little guy right here. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so you have experienced lots of different things. That's good because sometimes like things are marketed as only for a certain medium, but then they work great for something else, but you wouldn't even think of using it. That's great that you're flexible like that. Hello. They got this guy here on the ear of the chimp. And these are pulling in the ideas from the bunny drawing I did a few weeks ago. They had the 3 mountain goats, so I decided to draw them on this drawing too. I don't know what a raid is. So thank you for joining. And, oh. Yeah, it's like a lighthouse hat. Yeah, there's actually 2. Let me move this down. And there's a giraffe on this one, and there's an elephant on this one. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm so new to everything. I wish I was well versed in internet language. Thank you for coming over here. What kind of stream do you do? Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I had the idea of like since there's light coming from the lighthouse, kind of like moths. So I'm gonna draw some moths. Oh, embroidery! Oh, that's awesome. That is something I have no idea how to do, but I very much respect you for doing it. That's so cool. So I got some moths coming here. A weird frog patch. That sounds awesome. I like anything with animals that's weird. Obviously, if you're here. Just drawing some moths here, kind of attracted to the light from the lighthouse. And then bushy kind of feelers here. Can I ask you, is it Eldcrine? Can I ask you how long you normally stream for, if you have a time? How long have I been working on this? Oh, many weeks. I kind of started it before I was streaming on Twitch, and then maybe like a month or 2 ago I started streaming on Twitch. Oh, 3 to 4 hours. Wow. Is that the average time usually? Goodness gracious, that's a long time. 12-hour stream? Oh my gosh. That's incredible. Yeah, you're a trooper. It would, like, after I pick my daughter from school, though, the house just turns into chaos, and the stream would consist of me yelling and screaming, and the dogs barking, and me trying to get her to do her homework, and then trying to make dinner. So that wouldn't be very exciting for anybody. But, Wow. Most strong stream. Okay, 1 to 2 hours. I try to stream for at least an hour because then I feel like you can see some progress. But I can try to do it a little bit longer. I just worry I just mumble on for 2 hours then. Oh, that must be their, yeah, 8 hours a day would be, that's a huge commitment. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely new to all this. There's another world out there that I'm I'm trying to participate in, but don't really know all the details of it yet. But it is kind of nice. Today I learned about new art material from Robin Short. She gave me a new suggestion for a pencil I'm going to get, and that's kind of super unexpected but awesome. And it does get isolating drawing all day by yourself, so it's kind of nice to talk to people. Otherwise, I just talk to people at my art exhibitions. But the rest of the time is just me quietly working. One to two is a good length. Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad Yeah, me too. I'm finding that that's kind of like a super fun bonus. I didn't think about. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I feel like you can't force like to have 8 hours of streaming would be that's crazy. That'd be crazy for my schedule and my lifestyle for sure. And I can't imagine anybody wanting to watch somebody draw for that long, but maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I'm still old school where, I like to go outside and take walks and hike and but I do sit and draw for 8 hours. I just never thought about drawing in front of people for 8 hours. Oh my gosh, these dogs are making so much noise back here. Okay, can you see the pile of animals on my couch? It's literally, hey guys. This is all they do. They're all retired. They just sleep on the couch all day. So I got some moss. Oh, okay, Robin. I will. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm trying to read it off the screen that's in front of me. And so everything's a little bit blurry. So if you see me squinting, it's because I can't quite read it. But I can read yours as clear. 24-hour stream? Oh my gosh. That's, how do you do that? Like, how do you prepare yourself for that? Did you talk the whole time? Or were you just doing other stuff and just leaving the camera on? Oh, video game one for charity. Oh my gosh, it must have been a lot of coffee. Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. Charity streams. So how does that work? Do people donate money and then you donate it to charity, or is it through a charity? That sounds lovely. Okay. That sounds like a great way to do a charity. I've done like silent auctions and stuff like that through our community and stuff, but I've never done any live streaming charity. That's awesome that anytime you can raise money for a good cause is awesome, especially if you get to do what you love to do. So what did you raise money for in your charity stream? Oh, okay. Huh. Really? This is amazing. Gosh, thank you so much for for joining and sharing this with me. Gosh, there's a whole world out there I'm just not aware of. Um, that's fantastic. I never thought about live streaming charity. It's mostly, I donate some artwork or prints and they do auctions and things like that. With for a birthday stream. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, who's awake? Oh, come say hi. Come here, baby. Come here. Oh, Ozzy says hi. He woke up from his nap. Oh, this is my baby. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. He likes to be very close. Yes, I see you. He's my baby. He's very needy. And when he sits on your lap, he doesn't sit on your lap. He has to like, hi, hi. He has to be right. Okay, I see you. I see you. Yes. Oh, okay. Thanks. This is Oswald. He's a love bug. Yes. Oh, I know he has to hug. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He's a big baby. When he's from which shelter is it? I can talk. He's trying to turn my face. The Lancaster Palmdale shelter. Oh, right in the mouth. Right. No, you don't have to look me in the mouth. Uh, he said, stop talking to them and start looking at me. He's very needy. Um, he had a rough go of it before we got him. Needless to say, he looked like a big gray mop. He looked like because he was all matted and like kind of like a big gray just mop of matted mess and we had two big dogs at the time, a pit bull and Rufus, my big boxer here, who's sleeping on top of the cat on the couch. Um, and my pit bull had been diagnosed with cancer, and so we wanted to adopt another dog while she was still alive because she was such a good dog, and we knew Rufus wouldn't want to be alone when she passes, and so I didn't want to get another big dog because that was a lot of big dogs. So we just went and I saw him with all the little dogs, and he was the biggest of all the little dogs. And I took him out of the cage and walked him with the two big dogs, and he just walked right in between them. And I was like, well, we'll take him. And that was it. So he's a good boy, but he'll just be like this the whole time. Like he just wants to be as close to you as possible. The biggest of all, yeah, they had all like the little chihuahuas and stuff, and he was the biggest. He looked like a giant in the little dog pen, and then but he's probably like 17, 18 pounds, and he's been that big since we got him. So he was full grown. Oh, he's so itchy. Yeah, you're itchy. Can I put you down so I can draw? He's like, no, you can't. You can't. Okay, okay. He's like, why aren't you petting me? Oh my gosh. Oh, I see you, Bubba. I see you. Oh yeah. Yeah, he holds on. Look, watch. I try to put him away. Like he'll actually like he'll grip onto me and he won't let go. And I have a when I hike with him because there's a lot of coyotes in this hills. I got him a backpack and his little feet will sit on my shoulders and he sits in the backpack so he's not on the ground. And that's how I carry him around because he's too little to be out on the trails. Yeah, he kind of looks like a koala. Yes, you do. And depending on how I give him a haircut, he changes his looks really easily. Ah, yeah, the dream life. Well, thank you. I was just telling Robin earlier. I have a lot of animals here, and they're all kind of seniors. And I had a hard week where my bunny was diagnosed with a tumor that's inoperable, and she's on meds kind of to the end of life. And my big boxer here, who's sleeping, he has three masses that have to be removed in 3 weeks as his surgery. And then I have a 32-year-old horse in the backyard who's got like a chronic hoof kind of disease that I've been dealing with. And then my daughter adopted a cat from the shelter. I thought, oh, it'd be nice to get a young animal in here. So she adopted this cat from the shelter, and it was super sick. And it's in the bathroom now in its 7th week of quarantine from ringworm and a respiratory infection. So my house is a hospital right now. Yes, they can get that old. And we have there down the street. There's a horse that's like 35 or 36. So so I was feeling a little overwhelmed getting that diagnosis for Bun. Um, I see you. I see you. Oh, well, thank you, Kiki Cat. He's doing okay though. He's in good spirits, but he's pretty pissed about being in the bathroom for 7 weeks. And I really would love for him to test negative on Thursday for ringworm so I can let him out of the bathroom. But I'm not sure because it still looks like he's got some ringworm. Bun, so Bun was diagnosed with a jaw tumor, and there's nothing really they can do for it, except so she's on antibiotics so that it doesn't like rupture and spread bacteria, I guess, or and painkillers until she just can't go any longer. Yes, yeah, that cat is pissed in the bathroom for sure. I go in there as many times as I can during the day, but since he has ringworm, it's contagious to humans and animals, and I have all these other animals in the house, so there's no way he can be exposed to everybody until he tests negative. He also had a respiratory infection and some kind of stomach problem from the shelter too, so. Anyways, that's the animal drama here. But they get old too. Oh, well, thank you. Oh my gosh, if you can't let me draw, you have to get down. He wants me to just look at him. I think he gets annoyed that I draw so much because he doesn't figure. He's like, why can't you just sit with me and we can look at each other and stare into each other's eyes? And for the ringworm cat, oh, starting to become a senior. Yeah. The ringworm cat, apparently the shelters will put them down if they come down with ringworm because it's so contagious. So he's better off here than he is at the shelter, that's for sure. But it's been a long treatment for him and he's still not over it yet. Ozzy, you're charming everybody. This is just, he's just like this. That's why I kind of fell in love with him. I just picked him up and he like melted in my arms and I was like, okay, I can't leave him here. So we'll just take him home. Oh, can I draw, please? Do you want to get down? No, okay, okay, okay. Oh my gosh, see? This is what I mean. He's just... Okay, I'm going to put you down because I'm drawing. I've got to. I've got to. Oh, Ozzy. You always make me feel bad when I put you down. Yeah. Yeah, he's... This would be... I've always, like, I never had a second baby, so I adopted him, and I was like, oh, wow, I can kind of carry him around. Like, it definitely... he definitely kind of fits that... Oh, my gosh. And he just stares at you, too. Oh, no, I'm not afraid. He won't do anything to the drawing. He's fine. They work with me I have artwork actually up in the studio, or my studio. My dining room right now is my temporary studio. I only have to watch out, like if it's raining, they come in and they shake or they're wet. But they've just been sleeping on the couch, so they're nice and clean and they're not crazy like spazzy. Like Ozzy has his moments where he races around and I have to be careful. They'll knock something over, but otherwise it's fine. Oh, thank you. I'm trying to get it all in the camera. Oh, what if he sneezes? Yeah, I guess that probably wouldn't be great. Um, let's hope we don't find out. I hope he doesn't sneeze. Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. Oh, he's drooled on your sketches? Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I actually it was funny because in one of my streams I tend to blow on the drawing to get the like the little the little eraser shavings off, and then I'm wearing Invisalign right now on the bottom and it kind of makes me spit a little bit, so I ended up spitting on the bunny drawing and I left like a spit mark on it and I had to fix it. Maybe that's too much information, but I'm probably more dangerous than the dog is. And I wonder, like, when Albus, the cat in the bathroom, is better and he's out roaming around again, like, he's probably going to be in my business a little bit, so I might have to be careful. Okay, Bubba, you got to get down now. I'm drawing. He's like, no. Okay, well, then you have to sit in the front so I can at least do this. Hello. Does that say Zorbeldus? Hi. Whoever buys it, it can come. What's that? you talking to me or is that you guys got something else, other thread going on? Oh, got it. Wow, I need things explained to me. Oh my gosh, Ozzy, I'm gonna draw now. Okay, you have to get down. I feel like. Okay, I'm gonna go put you with the other animals. Okay. Here, go sleep with your brother. Here. 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 You guys have each other. There. Rufus, take Ozzy. Here, take Ozzy. Take Ozzy. There you go. You stay there. Stay there. Okay. Now I get it, and I feel dumb, but you needed to explain it to me. There, hopefully Ozzy, see, look, as long as he can cuddle with somebody, he's fine. He's got Rufus to cuddle with, so I get a little break. But when I'm working, especially sitting on the floor drawing, he'll just sit on my lap the entire time. Ah, good, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I kind of feel super uncool because I don't really get a lot of the jokes. Because I'm kind of focusing on drawing and I'm kind of talking, but in general, just in life, I don't always get all the jokes. So I'm going to draw one more little moth here. And then I'm going to work kind of, I think, on these. The lighthouses, I need to see how that actually works. I might have to look up a picture of a lighthouse. Oh, cool. What are you making? Actually, I should be using my kneading eraser for this. Let me move this down so you can see it. There we go. Oh, materials. Yes. So I'm using, this is all carbon pencil. Let me turn this around. Wolf's carbon pencil. And they come in a B, a 2B, a 4B, and a 6B. And I'm using mostly the B and 2B on this. And then I'll come in with the 4B and 6B for the darker areas soon when I'm almost done blocking in everything and kind of make those areas pop. And then simple, just a Mars Stedler white plastic eraser. It was white at some point. And then I'm also using a kneaded eraser. I'm not sure which one. I have two different brands of kneaded eraser. At this point, there's no way of knowing which one this is. But I don't really have a favorite brand of kneaded eraser. But this is great for kind of the highlights here. Wow, that sounds intense. I was gonna say I made French fries the other day. That was my big baking story from yesterday. I've got this little tiny giraffe up here I'd like to draw. Right here on the very top. There you go, instant ramen. I've been on a juicing kick, so most of my meals are some kind of fruit or vegetable juice. And then, let's see, yesterday I made kind of big chunky French fries out of these potatoes I got and different dipping sauces, and that was my deluxe dinner for everybody yesterday. I want to try to be a fruitarian this summer. I've been vegan for a while, but I'm just obsessed with fruit, and I'm wondering if I can eat just that for like 2 weeks and see how I feel. Sounds like you like to cook. That's good. I'm starting to like to cook. You see this little guy, or is it just too, let me see. It's too hard to see him. He's tiny. Oh, too much sugar with all that fruit. That's what people say. We'll find out. I don't know if they can see this. It's kind of blurry on my screen. I'm not sure if it's the same on yours. There we go. Like that. I'm going to try to now work on kind of this light coming from this lighthouse here. So I can imagine it would come kind of like this. Yeah, I just take a B12 and I've been fine. I think there's seaweed that has natural B12 in it too, if I'm not mistaken. Um, oh, you get crazy cravings of it? Yeah, yeah, it's a journey, huh? I feel pretty good. I've just become super addicted to fruit, and it's probably because it is the sugar in the fruit. That's all I think about all day is like just eating fruit. But I do make sure to take my B12 every day, and I take just like seaweed capsules that I got online that I think have iodine for my thyroid, and then I'm pretty sure they're B12 in it as well. Yeah. Yep. Finding your right diet that fits your heart, your soul, and your body is challenging. Okay, so I got the light coming from this lighthouse. It's illuminating this moss wing, which I'm gonna kind of think white this part out just a little bit so it looks like it's caught in the light. There we go. And then kind of dull this one out just a little bit because he's blocked now by that moth. So right now I'm just using my imagination to figure out approximately how this would work. On this side, I'm going to put the light up a little bit higher because I want this to come out this direction. Oh, you know what? I'm using the wrong eraser again. I should be using my kneaded eraser. There we go. Actually, I should. This is a good place for kneaded eraser too, down here. I really want this to be super clean right here. I'm actually kind of buffing away some of the highlights on this chimp right now, except for his eye, because I don't want him to be as contrasting as some of the animals in the front. So I'm just gently bumping down the super bright highlights on him. Ah, the vegan cheeses are so much better now. Oh my gosh. Miyoko's Creamery, their vegan mozzarella is amazing. I make grilled cheeses with it, pizzas with it. My husband and daughter both love it. Even my Dutch mom, who's a big cheese and milk fan, she likes it. So that's been really exciting, discovering. She makes a whole bunch she makes a really great vegan butter too that I use. So there is hope out there. Yeah, restricted diet, yeah. They have come up with some amazing hacks now. Because I just stopped eating cheese because I couldn't find like a plant-based cheese that I liked. And then I discovered the Miyoko's Creamery like cheeses, and then I'm back in business. Oh, you can't even see what I'm working on here. I'm sorry. Let me put this back up. There we go. Now I'm just kind of working on the contrast. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing here, but I'm just popping the lights now. I kind of just back these guys off just a bit. Using my finger just as a blending tool just to kind of bump them back. So they're not as contrasty as they were. To help them sit back just a little bit more in the composition. There we go. Also gives them a really nice soft feeling because I want these guys here to have a little bit more contrast so that they stand out just a bit more. So now I'm going to come in. Here we go. After I come from working on my large drawings, I always look like I've been working in a coal mine. I've got like black streaks across my face, and they definitely look like I've been working with charcoal. I'm going to move up to my 4B now, which is, oh, this is a 6B. Maybe we'll just jump straight to 6B. Let's see how it works. 6Bs can be really hard to get a good point on though, because they're pretty, you know, they've got more of the pigment in it, so they tend to break a little bit easier. Ah, interesting. You know a lot. That's great. So it's not real B12. That's good to know. So much information out there. So I'm just bumping the contrast out now. That's interesting. Yeah, you know, like you said, there's so much information on nutrition and diet, and you know, I went vegan not necessarily for the health benefits, although there's quite a few, but just because I couldn't participate any longer in, you know, using animals. I just couldn't do it anymore. So it's always nice to kind of figure out healthy ways of getting around things. Because I'd like to stay vegan and I'd also like to stay healthy. So I get like a vegan B12 off Amazon. That's supposed to be good. It came highly recommended. But I'm not sure what it's made out of. It's just a vegan source. Ah, okay. Yeah. It's all gets a little bit overwhelming, all the nutrition information, but thanks for, for sharing it with me. Overall, I feel good, so I think there are definitely health benefits. But more importantly, I don't feel guilty, which is good. Which has got to be good for you too. Oh my gosh, these junk calls. I get like 5 a day now. The door doesn't close because of the thing. Yeah, they're all. Oh gosh, how'd we get down this road? They're all terrible. I sometimes think we did everything wrong and we need to start over from the beginning and like how society is and how we treat each other and how we treat animals. Sometimes I feel like we need to hit the reset button and start over. Let's see if I can fix this. Oh. So you can get the whole thing in. Can't really. This is kind of a bigger drawing. I think I'm gonna head out. I have a little bit of time before I have to pick my daughter up from school. She has early dismissal today. So I just want to say thank you so much for everybody for joining. And this drawing's pretty much there. I'll add a few little things, but if I can come back Thursday, I'd like to bring one of the other drawings I've been working on. And thank you so much for rating my stream. You can rate anytime. Have a fantastic day, everybody.